Just do it!
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Fanalyst. It's your boy Fanalyst.
And you already know this your boy Authentic.
Let's get it started. What a crazy NCAA tournament it's been. This Final Four is about to be epic. What you think, Authentic?
It is crazy. Your team went down in a great game, but I don't even know who should I root for anymore because I had Duke, but they let us down. But it was a great game, though.
Yeah, shout out to the Duke Blue Devils, man. Hey, Coach K, always next year. But definitely, that was probably one of the greatest games I've seen so far in the tournament. Shout out to that McDonald's All-American Malik Newman. That switch to Kansas has definitely proven to be very useful for his career so far.
Yeah, it shows that a change of scenery can make a hit or miss for a lot of these All-Americans. But who do you think is going to win it now with the Final Four out?
Oh, man. I'm kind of shocked. I wouldn't go against Kansas right now the way Malik Newman's been playing. I mean, as you've seen in the past few years, when the guards start to take over, you've seen players such as Kemba, Stephon Napier. These guards have taken over the tournament and proven to shine in these tournaments. And he's proven since the Big 12 tournament, he's led Kansas in scoring 23 points per game. I got Kansas, man.
That is going to be a tough one for Kansas to go over. They're playing Villanova, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's going to be real interesting. But who do you got winning between Michigan and the biggest underdog of underdogs, Loyola?
Man, it'll be hard for me to go up against Loyola, but I just got to give it to Michigan. I feel like Coach Beilein is a great coach, and he's going to just prove again why he's been such a great coach for the Michigan program. So I definitely got Michigan winning. It's not going to be as close. I feel like they're going to win by double digits.
Well, hopefully their Cinderella story doesn't come to that terrible ending, but you never know. They got some luck on their side, so we're going to see this interesting game that goes down.
Definitely. Let's talk about some of these early NBA draft entries so far. I mean, of course, we all knew DeAndre Ayton was going to leave. Alonzo Trier from Arizona as well, and Rockin' Atkins. But also, the most anticipated, which everybody knew was going to happen anyway, was Marvin Bagley III. So with this upcoming NBA draft, man, who are you excited to actually see? Like, out of all the players, name, like, let's just say your top 5 players who you feel you just want to see what they can do in the league next year.
I want to see what Ayton could do. I want to see the hype about this European baller. I also want to see what's going on with Bagley. Hopefully he's the regeneration of Tim Duncan. I low-key want to see what Trae Young could possibly do because of all the hype. And last but not least, I would like to see, if I'm being completely honest, I want to see what Miles Bridges could do because he could have came out his freshman year. Now that he has a little bit more maturity going to a second year in college, I want to see what he could do his rookie year in the NBA. What about you, Steph?
Definitely want to see what Ayton and, of course, the 6'8" point guard from Europe is all about. Definitely want to see what Michael Porter Jr. is all about. For someone who only played 53 minutes, he's definitely was, picked to be the number 1 pick last year. And, they said he's probably the best scorer in this year's draft. So I definitely want to see what he can do when healthy. Definitely Trae Young. And, honestly, I got to stay with my boy. I want to see what my boy Grayson Allen can do when he gets drafted because he's a player I feel like could be a steal in this draft. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer or a superstar, but he's going to be someone who can definitely provide a lot of buckets for a team. But let's talk about some of these players who feel like they should actually stay, who are considering to leave. Like right now, of course, they said pretty much Duke's whole starting 5 might leave. But I feel like Duval and Trent should actually stay since their projection to get drafted isn't really that high. Duval's 48th. Trent is 50th. I feel like those guys should actually come back and get better. I feel like Trent is actually a better player then Duval because he can actually shoot and can still get to the rim. But Duval, he's a good height, good length. He just got to work on his shot some more. And I'm seeing that the guard from Texas, Eric Davis Jr., declared. Not really sure why he's declaring. He hasn't really done much for the Texas program. So a lot of these guys, I feel like, should just return and get better in college.
Yeah, because when you're looking at their all-around game, there's still a lot to develop. And because of their projected draft pick at the moment, I feel like they could just take another chance and just develop their craft and game by staying another year. So when it comes to those players that you mentioned, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Knox from Kentucky declare for the draft as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's worth it because he's probably when you think about the small forwards in this draft class, he's definitely top 5 with Bridges, Porter, the other Bridges from Villanova. He's definitely, to me, has the best mid-range game out of all of them.
Okay.
So I definitely agree with him declaring to go to the draft.
Okay, but yeah, there's some other freshmen out there that could possibly stay another year to develop their craft. But when it comes to some of the players, they just want to jump straight to the money. And they just hope they could make it, probably develop in the G League if they feel like they can't make it with the new generation of freshmen that come out. So their biggest fear is having a lower draft position once the new incoming freshmen come in.
Yeah, but for Duval and Trent, I feel like if they stay one more year, I think they'll be better off for the next year's draft because I feel like next year's draft is more of wing players. I feel like this year's draft is more big men and wings, and then next year's draft is the same thing with more wings. I feel like the guards are, improving, but they're just not there yet.
Yeah, that's very true.
Now let's talk about this upcoming NBA playoff system. Hey man, Portland right now, even though they just lost the other night, Damian Lillard has proven to be a nuisance in this league, and that Agent Zero, he's a problem right now. What you feel about this man right now?
He is the most underappreciated NBA player in the league. He needs to be mentioned in the MVP ballot. I don't understand why nobody bring up his name. Portland is legit one superstar away from being a major threat in the West in the NBA period. When you really look at the Portland Trailblazers, they're only based on a tier 1 star. They have a tier 2 star McCollum, and they have a number of rotational players. Now, if you were to give them somebody like a Boogie or Anthony Davis, just one more star, the sky's the limit for Portland right now. Because they're a small market, they haven't been able to secure any major talent, but once they're able to get that one piece, they might be able to go to the finals in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely I got to talk about the Pelicans. Boy, all I can tell people right now, you guys better be lucky Boogie went down. Because the way Anthony Davis has been playing, if Boogie was still in the picture, I don't know, man. People keep talking about the Rockets, the Thunder, and the Warriors. Man, if Boogie was still around, I would be saying the Pelicans right now.
Yes, the Pelicans would have been a major threat because you had the two Twin Towers basically giving you over 25 and 10 rebounds with like 2 blocks each a game. It made no sense. And then you had Boogie dishing out the board with 5 assists a game. Like, if he wasn't hurt, I don't know what team could match up with those two big men showing that much skill and chemistry in the playoffs.
And diversity.
Exactly.
Definitely. Let's get to the East now. It's looking like LeBron may get another easy path to the finals. With the injury to Kyrie, I'm still not trusting Toronto until the playoffs starts. I just think it's just his to lose. What do you think, man?
Yes, it's LeBron's path to lose. If he loses, it's really on LeBron, because when you're looking at all of the other teams, none of them are really capable of beating a LeBron type team, no matter what condition they're in. When you really look at all the teams in the past, there's been worse teams that LeBron's been on and took to the finals. So when you're looking at teams like Toronto, who is improving, you look at Boston, who's first year with Kyrie, and Kyrie is hurt. You're also looking at Philly, trusting the process, but the process is not complete yet. You're also looking at Indiana, who's having a great year, but not ready to make that step to beat LeBron. You're also looking at Washington, who is very inconsistent. We already know the Washington Wizards story. And you got my team, the Heat, but we don't have a superstar. So for me to realistically think we could run the table, is slim to none. And then for the AFC, you're looking at Milwaukee. Milwaukee's not there yet.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Milwaukee or Philly pull off upsets against Toronto. I will not doubt. I feel like Milwaukee, if Jabari continues to be healthy with that team, and if they can just find a legit gel with the bigs with Giannis, I feel like they can knock off Toronto in the first round. And if Toronto survives that, I still would have to give it to Philly because I feel like Philly could win in the second round. I feel like Philly's going to knock off Indiana in the first round, but it should be close. I feel like that's going to go 7 games. And, Fultz, even though he's coming back slowly but surely, he's definitely putting up some good numbers, even though he's not the scorer that people he reminds you of back in college. But definitely these playoffs should be interesting more in the West than the East.
Definitely. I'm more excited for the Western Conference matchups. I want to see what the OKC Big Three is going to do in the playoffs. I want to see if Melo's going to make it or break it for OKC. I also want to see what the Timberwolves are going to do because have you seen what Karl Anthony Towns has been up to lately?
First player since 94, Shaquille O'Neal, to have a 50-15 people. That says a lot.
Makes no sense. It's ridiculous. What else? The other teams that are making it into the playoffs. I obviously want to see what Portland's gonna do. I want to see what the Pelicans are gonna do.
Yeah. The bottom half is definitely interesting with the Jazz and Denver. You heard about what Gary Harris said. With him and Jamal Murray, he said they feel like they're one of the best, one of the top backcourt duos. They said they could go up against anybody. How you feel about that?
That's very reach. That's a reach. I don't think you could say that as of yet because they haven't proven anything as of yet. But if they have the confidence, let's just see them develop and see if they can actually do it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people had high hopes for both these guys coming out of college, and they've actually proven it a lot for Denver so far. I feel like the Paul Millsap thing hasn't worked out the way people thought it would. I feel like he hasn't really performed with Denver like he did in Atlanta or Utah at that. So, I mean, but I definitely enjoy the confidence from Gary Harris and Jamal Murray. But let's talk about this upcoming Hall of Fame finalists that just got updated. How do you feel about the finalists so far, man? That just got elected. Chris Webber, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Ray Allen, Grant Hill, Maurice Cheeks, Tina Thompson, Rudy Tomjanovich, and Katie Smith. How you feel about that class so far? I feel like that's a great class.
It's a great class, but I just hope that one of my favorite point guards of all time make it first ballot. You already know Jason Kidd. He deserves to get in their first ballot. Definitely Steve Nash deserves a 2-time MVP. You said Tina Thomas, correct?
Yeah.
She deserves to be in there. She's a WNBA legend. Who else did you mention? You said Chris Webber?
Chris Webber.
Chris Webber was good, but when it comes to Grant Hill, I wouldn't say he should get in there first ballot. I think he has to wait another time because his career was mainly on the bench. Yeah. But the spurts that we do remember of him, he was a great player. But for him to jump in and say, yo, he's a first ballot, I can't say that because all I remember was him getting injured and collecting those checks.
For Orlando, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's what made Tracy's election for first ballot so, legit for last year. Because I felt like Chris Webber should have been in there last year over Tracy. No offense to Tracy. Great player, great athlete, everything like that. But I just felt like if you're basing it off a career, Chris Webber from college overall had a better career.
Exactly.
So, but I mean, not ashamed of these finalists. I think everybody's worthy. But definitely I feel like Nash and Kidder can't miss. Both second and third all-time in assist leaders. Kidd's top 5 in steals. Top 10 in three-point made. Actually has more three-points made than Nash, which is kind of ironic. And congrats to everybody else who might make it. But let's go straight to the NFL. Let's talk about my New York Football Giants and this ridiculous Odell Beckham trade talk. How you feel about this so far, man?
I wonder if they're really going to trade away one of the most dominant NFL players in the league. Odell Beckham has been having some off-the-field issues, as everybody know. But are you really ready to trade away that much talent? And if so, what's the price?
I want it all. I want at least 3 first-round picks for this man. All of it. and some players, because that's how vital he is to this team. I feel like as a Giants fan, I'm not even coming as a Giants fan, just as a sports fan in general, you just don't give up certain players like that. I mean, I feel like a lot of people, even when you look back with T.O., I think a lot of teams would regret letting go T.O., even though they said he was this and that. But can no one say that T.O., when it came to that field, he was the best producer on that field? And that's what you can say about Odell. He may cause a little on the field and off the field issues, but he touched that field, he's going to make plays.
Definitely, and you can just see it throughout his short career as of now, how he's one of the biggest playmakers at the wide receiver position. I wouldn't trade him. That's just me personally. Like I said, I can't trade talent like that, because when's the next time you're going to find another Odell? Like, really?
Yeah, and I mean, like these next few receivers coming in this draft are decent, but I don't see any receiver in this upcoming draft as the next big guy. I mean, I like Kirk and I like Ridley, but I don't think they're going to be up to par as to the Antonio Browns of the world, the Odells and the Julios. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's pretty scary company to try to compare this class to. But we're just going to see, man, because, the Giants still got that number 2 pick. Speaking of which, all these trades of recent has been coming down to the rumors of the Giants still trading away the number 2 pick. Do you feel like that's still a possibility?
I mean, I feel like anything's possible. I mean, I'm hearing the Browns even may trade the number 1 pick.
Scary business right now, because honestly, when it comes to the Browns, I feel like they're in a position where with Tyrod Taylor, they don't have to reach for the first quarterback available. They could try to experiment what Tyrod Taylor could do, because he is an experienced quarterback that is proven to win. He's proven to bring a team who hasn't gone to the playoffs in over 20 years to the playoffs. Even with them benching him a game, he was able to take them to the playoffs. So I feel like what the Browns really can do is trade that first overall pick and possibly get a Saquon Barkley, and then reach for defense, and then later on possibly even get Lamar Jackson for a prototypical experiment.
Nah, bump that. I'm taking everybody I can with them first top 4 picks. First pick, I'm definitely going Saquon Barkley. And then with that 4th pick, I'm taking the best quarterback available. I feel like Saquon Barkley is the best player in this draft. I feel like he's a can't-miss player. So I'm going with him with the first pick. If he doesn't go with the first pick, then I take the quarterback from Wyoming, Josh Allen. And then with that 4th pick, I'm either going defensive line with Chubb, or I'm going Fitzpatrick from Alabama. Browns, you've been losing too much. You need to go for the best.
Okay, if you say so right now, then can't argue with the facts. Fanalyst is out here making the demands for the Browns. He has a lot of expectations with the free agency signings that they did this offseason. But who do you think the Colts are going to pick up with the 6th pick?
I'm definitely going to go in defense. I just feel like you just have to go defense for Andrew Luck. I mean, if that defense can keep the other teams off the field and give the ball in Luck's hand, I feel like you're in the best bet, because Andrew Luck has proven that when the game's on the line, he's going to win. So I definitely feel like Chubb is the pick there from NC State. I don't see any other pick being really available for them. I mean, people are also talking about the offensive guard, or Raekwon Smith, or even Fitzpatrick with them losing Vontae Davis in the offseason. So honestly, I feel like they need to get Chubb to get pressure on the quarterback. So that's the pick I think the Colts are making.
That is an interesting pick. I just hope that how the draft goes, that they're going to stack up on defense, because don't they have 2 second-round picks this year as well? Yeah,
but like I said, you could never have too much many players on defense. I mean, look at the Seahawks when they won. They could just rotate people in and out, and that's how they won their title.
That is very true. Well, hopefully the Colts try to make something for Andrew Luck. Hopefully he's throwing this offseason, because we still don't know the status of his shoulder. But when it comes to other teams, how do you feel about the Saints possibly looking into getting Lamar Jackson as a replacement for Drew Brees?
Another party in New Orleans, I guess, because with that backfield and the weapons he has, and if they keep improving on that defense, Lamar Jackson could probably help that team win another 2 chips. I'm definitely saying 2 chips.
That's scary. That's some scary predictions. Yeah, because if they were to replace him, the read option for the Saints would be deadly. Imagine him, Kamara, Ingram just running that backfield. You wouldn't know what to do. When it comes to other teams with late round picks, who do you feel is a safe pick for the Patriots to get?
Right now, if I'm the Patriots, they definitely got to go quarterback. I just feel like it's necessary with Brady getting up there. So I'm looking at Lamar Jackson. I'm looking at maybe, Josh Rosen seems to be falling down a lot of draft boards, even though I like him better than Darnold. But don't sleep on the guy from Oklahoma State, Rudolph. I feel like he's a good quarterback, a good pick. I feel like this quarterback class this year is pretty deep. But if I'm the Patriots, it's just need. I mean, if you can find a quarterback in the second or third round, I mean, there's not too many Tom Brady's out there that you can wish that fall to you in the sixth round and become a Hall of Fame quarterback. So, but I mean, it's just whatever they need at the moment. With the Patriots, you know how the Patriots do. They'll probably trade their first round pick and get a bunch of second round picks and then turn those players into gems.
Yeah, that's right. But moving along to soccer really fast, Fanalyst, you already know next Tuesday, Champions League is coming back. We have Real Madrid going against Juventus, and we also got Bayern Munich going against Sevilla. What do you feel is going to be the outcome for those two matches?
I think Bayern is going to run up on Sevilla. I think Sevilla might get a couple goals, but I just feel like Bayern, as just the dominant German team they've been all year, are going to dominate them once again. I feel like Juventus may knock out the recent champs of Real Madrid. I feel like their defense has just been up to par with some of the best in the world, and they just know how to win. I mean, Conte used to coach that team who's now coaching Chelsea, but they still have that Conte mentality. So their defense and score when needed, and that's what Juventus does.
Okay, and for the following matches the next day, when it comes to Barcelona versus Roma, Messi in Rome, and then we have an English Premier rematch of Liverpool and Man City. How do you feel those two outcomes are going to be?
I feel like the Man City and Liverpool game are going to be real high scoring. I feel like they're both high pressure offenses, so one mistake by either defense is going to cost you. And then Roma and Barca, I feel like that's just Barca's legs to lose. So, I mean, they shouldn't have any problem with Roma at all. I feel like Messi and Suarez and Dembele, the way he's been performing lately, are going to run up the score on Roma. So,
yeah, definitely, especially with this 2-4-4 offensive tactic they've been running of recent. Dembele has been in form. I believe in the past 4 games, he has 3 goals, 4 assists. It's ridiculous numbers from Dembele. Messi, of course, is doing his thing. He's consistent. And when it comes to the battle between Salah and De Bruyne, that's just something I just want to see as a soccer fan itself. I strongly believe that Man City's going to dominate, but I just want to see what Salah can do under the big lights.
Definitely. I mean, it's sad to see, 2 former Chelsea players doing so much better on their current teams, but definitely with Barca, yeah, they're just going to run amok with Dembele the way he's been playing. And it's scary to say Coutinho is not even playing in this year's Champions League. So just think if Coutinho was in there. So definitely, this Champions League should be definitely a great showing. I definitely got Barca, and depending how the draw goes, I definitely still got Barca winning the whole thing. Hopefully they face Bayern, but you know how the selection committee is. They might try to finesse something.
Definitely. And now as the World Cup is getting closer and closer, have you been watching any of these friendlies lately?
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. I saw Isco from Spain put up 3 on Argentina. Yeah, Messi wasn't playing, but at the end of the day, Argentina, you guys are one of the top picks to win this year. And this is actually y'all last year. Even Messi, they had an interview with Messi and was just like, he said, this is it. If we don't come out and think we can win, then I don't know when Argentina may ever win another World Cup. That came from the best player in the world's mouth.
Yeah, because if you look at the team, they have all the strikers to score. All they need is the defense to support. And the past 4 years, it hasn't been that great of a supportive defense.
I don't agree with that. I feel like the defense has been up there. I just feel like Messi's supporting cast hasn't scored. I feel like Di Maria, Aguero, and Higuain haven't lived up to their potential in the international play. they seem like better club players than they do international.
I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When you allow 6 goals, that's showing that there's a lot of things you got to work when it comes to your defense. Because they still had a lot of their first team defenders playing in that friendly, although they didn't have some of their first team scorers on.
Exactly, and that matters. I feel like that's what's going to matter because when you have Messi and Di Maria, those guys control the tempo of the game. But definitely with this World Cup, you know, I feel like this is it for both Messi or Ronaldo to solidify their legacy, really. I feel like, you know, they're both of like that age now where they might not even play after this. I mean, they're both in their early 30s, so they'll both be, 34, 35 when the next World Cup comes around?
Yep.
I don't think they'll be the same type of player then, so this is literally the last leg for both players. But I definitely like Brazil. I feel like Brazil is a definite favorite. I mean, you still can't go up against Germany. Germany is just is like Rocky versus Drago. They're just so...
Brazil did get revenge on Germany over the weekend with Jesus' goal.
Yeah, definitely a great goal right there. But like I said, it's friendlies. No one's, you know, everybody's just getting a feel of everything. World Cup is when it matters, just like the playoffs.
Yep, and that's something we can't wait. This summer, Russia will be interesting.
Definitely. This summer with football free agency signing, basketball playoffs, and the World Cup, this summer is going to be real interesting.
Yep, you already know. So we're going to see how Russia is going to be taking over everybody's TVs. But is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to this soccer?
Nah, man, I feel like we've covered everything, man. This soccer season has been very entertaining, even though my team hasn't been great this year. But I'm definitely excited about the World Cup.
Definitely. So I'm just hoping that France put their big boy pants on and perform this summer.
Definitely. I'm just rooting for anybody who I feel like deserves it this year. I feel like it's like soccer is just up for grabs. Anybody can win.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, all right, y'all. This is another episode of Fanalyst. This is your boy Fanalyst.
And you already know this is your boy Authentic.
Y'all have a good night.
Peace.